Well, my friend Celeste suggested that I do a backstory video for this process. That way, people can understand not only what I'm doing, but how long it's taken and why and all of that. So, this is the backstory episode. This has been over a year-long process. It's not a quick thing. You don't decide you're going to be a surrogate, sign up with an agency, and then 2 months later you're pregnant. I first thought about doing this in October of 2015, so that's 2 years ago now. I looked online at the surrogacy, Northwest Surrogacy, and they're based in Portland. There was an ad on my Facebook feed or something. Maybe one of my friends had shared it. That's how I found out about it. And a little while later, probably a couple months later, I heard a story on NPR about that agency, Northwest Surrogacy, and they do work with a lot of international couples. America is one of the only countries where paid surrogacy is legal. There's 2 other countries. So a lot of surrogates from all over the U.S. are having babies for ended parents or single parents all over the world, which makes it much more common here in the U.S. than in other countries. When I heard the story on NPR, it was about gay Israeli couples who were using Northwest Surrogacy to find a surrogate to have a baby for them. It was a very inspiring story because I have always known that my little brother is gay and that someday maybe he and his husband would want to have a baby rather than adopt, and I would be willing to be their surrogate in that instance. I always kind of assumed that I would be a surrogate. That process hasn't come to pass, but doing this has definitely helped me understand what would be involved in that process and also to prepare myself in the event that I would do that for my brother. This is not something that I'm doing just out of the goodness of my heart. Obviously, it's a huge deal to have a baby for someone else, and I feel very honored to be able to do that for a family who is not able to have a baby. I had no problem conceiving my son, and we were very blessed to have such a wonderful and easy pregnancy and birth and all of that, and a supportive family. And so I'm just very honored to be able to do this for another family who hasn't had that kind of fortune. It does pay fairly well, although when you divide up the hours over a year, it doesn't end up paying that well. But the opportunity to do this is hopefully going to allow us the opportunity to become homeowners. My husband and I live in a home that isn't being put on the market currently, but our landlord has let us know that he would like to put it on the market in the next few years, and I would really, really, really like to be in a position to buy the house before that happens. So I wanted to make this vlog not only to document this process, but also to educate people about the process. There's a lot of medication. There's a lot of screening involved first. First things first, there was a lot of screenings. Psychological screenings, medical screenings. They came to our, social worker came to our house to make sure that our home is a good environment and that we are who we say we are and we do what we say we do. And there's a lot of intervention involved as far as having to take hormone pills and hormone injections and other hormone methods to get my body ready to receive the embryo transfer, which is what we did yesterday. So today I'm feeling really good, and I'm hoping that this was successful, because as much fun as it has been to travel from Eugene, Oregon to San Francisco, and then now here we are in San Ramon, and I get a sort of vacation for a few days. This is not something that I would want to do again next month, so hopefully I won't have to. But they will try, I guess in the contract it states, and there's a long contract involved in this process. Northwest Surrogacy Center was founded by lawyers, so the contract is extensive, but also is there not only to protect myself, but to protect the intended parents as well, and of course the intended child that is the product of this whole process. So the contract stipulates that we would try at least 2 more times after this, if this one is not successful, but I am convinced that I'm already pregnant. So I'm hoping that I'm right, and that the next time I get a blood draw, that it will confirm that I am pregnant. And until then, I will be waiting with bated breath and hoping and meditating on the success of this embryo. I hope that was helpful information, as well as that maybe someday in the future the potential child that I am trying to help create can watch this video and find it interesting and understand the process that went into creating them. Creating human life is very, very serious work, but it's also very special, and I feel so honored to be a part of this process for the intended family. And I hope you all out there are doing well. The air quality in California is not great right now, but luckily here in San Ramon it's pretty good. Although I have been staying in and just resting. We may do a little bit of going to an art gallery or two in Oakland, just to get a bit of culture while we're in the city. And then we fly out tomorrow, and I get to go home and see my son, and my stepson will be celebrating his 18th birthday. So lots of exciting things happening in my life as well as in this process. All right, guys, take care of each other out there.